Teachers are usually the ones disciplining students, but what happens when teachers misbehave? 22 News I-Team reporter Tamara Zakarzik looked into why the state's investigating hundreds of educators.
The state has investigated nearly 800 public school teachers over the past 5 years. Some of those teachers had sexual relationships with students, while others were convicted of crimes outside of school, and oftentimes parents were left in the dark.
Text messaging or seeing students out of school or buying alcoholic beverages for them.
Those are just some of the reasons hundreds of teachers have lost their jobs and their licenses in recent years. The 22 News I-Team requested state reports on teacher misconduct and discovered 380 teachers are currently being investigated. An Amherst teacher had an inappropriate relationship with a student. A Springfield teacher stole money from the school and was later convicted of larceny. But those cases are just the beginning of what we uncovered. A teacher was arrested in Berkshire County for buying alcohol for minors and touching a minor in a sexually suggestive manner. 3 months later, that same teacher started working here at Commerce High School in Springfield. The I-Team wanted to know how something like this could have happened, so we took our investigation to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. Is there a reason why this information wasn't relayed to the district?
If a teacher is arrested at any time, they are required to actually notify us because we're their licensing authority. Are there occasions where teachers don't do that? Absolutely. It's not foolproof, but as soon as we find out about it, we'll certainly take action.
We do background checks.
Melissa Shea is the Chief of Human Resources for Springfield Public Schools.
If someone's license hasn't been revoked, then there would be a challenge in knowing what the circumstances are and the person's still employable. We cannot intervene if we don't know what's happening.
In that specific case, the teacher had passed a background check before his arrest and was fired as soon as Springfield Public Schools found out. It's enough to make any parent question their child's safety, but the I-Team discovered most of the time parents never find out. School districts cannot legally release information on why a teacher gets fired. I know a lot of parents are concerned that when something happens with a teacher and they lose their job and possibly their license, that the schools are sweeping things under the rug.
Parents certainly need to have some trust and confidence that the school administrators are handling things appropriately, even if they're not able to speak publicly.
Wolfson said the state can release information to parents who request it once a teacher's license has been suspended or revoked, but as the I-Team learned, even that's limited. In states like Georgia and Florida, they post everything online when a teacher's license is revoked, but here in Massachusetts, even when you publicly request information, half of it is redacted. Is there a reason for this, and do you think this is the best way to approach things like this?
A lot of the redaction has to do with the students who are involved. We're always trying to strike that balance between public's interest in knowing, but also protecting the privacy of students.
A balancing act that, as frustrating as it may be for parents, was put in place to protect students. To find out if a teacher from your child's school has had their license suspended, revoked, or surrendered in recent years, we've posted a link on our website, wwlp.com. I'm Tamara Zakarzik, working for you with the 22 News I-Team.